Something that was kind of unique about this production that is fairly new to the stage management program is we had 3 stage managers on this production, whereas normally we've had 2. So it allows for like a really great even distribution of workload. And so James, the production stage manager here, was able to focus a lot on his relationship with the director and with the storytelling, while Alora, my co-ASM, and myself were able to think about the technical side of things, like tracking props, tracking costumes, and communicating with those folks. So Alora and I have been able to switch off fairly frequently who's backstage so that the other person can shadow James up in the booth and learn the call of the show. Alora started that first, so I had an extended period of time where I was backstage and I was overseeing the backstage crew while she was up in the booth learning the show, and then we traded off, so she was backstage and I was learning the show. And yeah, last week I got to call the show, and I'll get to call the show again tonight. And it's a really fun exercise in kind of meeting industry standards, because when you have a long-running show, like on Broadway or off-Broadway or whatever, and you have a team big enough to do so, pretty much everyone on that team is going to learn how to call the show. And so it's a really unique opportunity to be able to practice that and learn, like, what kind of things do I need in advance in order to learn this efficiently, and then also call it accurately and call it similarly to how the PSM would call it.
I remember that in my first year, I was assisting one of the amazing set designer who graduated, and I learned a lot from the people who were working here at Rep, because they knew the restrictions and how the space works. I remember that there was a moment that I learned a lot from Janet. We were trying to remove a couch during the scene, and I realized, so as a set designer, I need to consider that in my drawing, how to approach that to work with the space. That was a learning process for me. When I was assisting, when I was run crew, working backstage, I knew how important it is to create a space for the people who are working backstage during the show. And that was part of my design. It's not just about all the things that you see on the stage. The other half of the design, which is more important, is backstage. So I learned a lot, and I'm really grateful for that experience.
I also say what's a great thing about working with the staff here is they understand this is also a school. So they're fully flexible. For example, in this show, I spoke to Janet, our stage carpenter, before going to tech, and I was talking to her, I said, I'm coming here for automation. I'd really like to be involved in the queuing of the show for automation. And she was completely open to it. She did everything she could to give me the opportunity, and it was wonderful. Many times the technical director in the show may not be as interested in that, and so she and our automation faculty will take care of that more.
One of the really great things about coming to Yale is actually working with a professional costume shop, which is something I was unable to do, not unable, but never had the opportunity to do prior to coming here. And it was just a great experience due to the fact I got to work with so many different drapers and first hands, all of which are amazing at their job and are willing to sort of teach you like what materials might work a little better. Add that special bit of pizzazz. For example, one of the wedding dresses, I originally saw it as like a silk satin, and then over time, after seeing one of the drapers, like her personal wedding dress from the 70s, I was like, oh, silk gazar, which created such a beautiful translucent feeling. And there's like that sort of thing, and being able to work with them has just been fantastic.